Hey everybody, this is Drew from Clean Cheap Shots, back with another video. Went to a card show in Omaha, Nebraska this past week and picked up a card that I never thought I would have. I'll get to that in a little bit. But also picked up a card off eBay, and that's this 1996 Rickey Henderson. Thought about putting a registry, PSA registry Rickey Henderson run together, and needed this one, of course, to fulfill that. I had some raw ones, but I knew they wouldn't come back as 10. Saw this one for, I don't know, roughly 30 bucks. I don't remember. So grabbed it up. So with that, the card that I picked up at the card show, Yogi Berra, 1952. Now, I understand it's been slabbed by GAI. I get that. It's a company that I understand has had a reputation of not very ethical within the last few years. I think they changed from GAI to Global Authority or something of that nature. I don't know. They were Global Authentication. I think they're Global Authority. The GAI, Global Authentication Incorporated, is out of business, but the authority, I think, is still in business. Put some comments down below if you know much about GAI. I did a little research, but not a ton. Didn't really care. I was too excited to have the Yogi Berra. But that being said, I know there was some forum reads out there that talked about GAI had potentially slabbed some cards that either had been trimmed or weren't real or things of that nature. So it was a little bit of a gamble purchasing this card. The guy at the card show, I asked him how much he wanted for it, and he said $45. And I thought, oh, well, 4,500 is a little high. I'm not going to do that. And then he went back and looked at the book, and he said, no, 75. And I said, 7,500? And he goes, no, $75. So originally he wanted $45 for this card. And I think it's because he thought there was a potential that it had been either trimmed or it was a fake card or something of that nature. I looked it over pretty hard, and I thought, I'm going to gamble here. 75 bucks. What the heck? I'm gonna try. Got it home. Looked at it under a jeweler's loop, and you can see some of the, I don't know, maybe you can see it, some of the black marking up here, print marks. The corners are rounded. I thought the dot matrix was just fine. I didn't really see a problem with that in terms of the printing. Corners looked like they were, roughed up a little bit, which is to be expected. Under the loop, it looked like there was a little bit of a crease here, almost paper loss type crease, and another little crease right in that corner. So I got to playing with it, and I did this a few times, and I heard it kind of pop, and I thought, I'll be darned, I wonder if it has been faked. Well, I was able to pry it open, and I'll show that in a few minutes, but I was able to pry it open just enough that I stuck my nose down there, and it smelled like a 1952 library book that hadn't been opened in many, many years. And I thought, I bet it is real, just based on the smell. So I'm going to crack this thing open, send it into PSA. But before I do that, a couple other cards I thought I'd show. 1960 is probably one of my favorite years for tops. This Clemente is just I don't know, I like the colors. I just thought it was a pretty card. I had this graded myself many years ago. A buddy of mine had a PSA account, so I did it through him, probably at least 15 years ago, probably longer. Same with the next card, which is Omaha native Bob Gibson. Had that one graded as well. Another card I had graded was Carl Yastrzemski. A lot of printing marks or printing mistakes. I'm not sure what you call it, but all through the card. Pretty rough corners. Still thought it was worth grading. Came back as a 3, as you can see. I would have never probably purchased this card, but I had a buddy that ran across a sleeve of 1960 cards at a flea market, and I purchased it from him. And the whole sleeve, I think I gave him about 65 bucks for. This was a number of years. I don't know how long, but it has this PSA emblem or stamp on it, so however long that was. Another card that I had graded quite a while back, Willie Mays. It turned out to be a good one to get graded, PSA 6. Last card I'll just show was the 1960. I did not have this one graded. I actually bought this off eBay, and the purpose for me purchasing this card was I wanted a card that was a PSA 8 from that era, so that I could compare to other cards from that era to get an idea or a gauge of what the grade might be on some of my other cards. So this was just kind of a comparison card, I guess you might say. But PSA 8. I didn't pay that much for it either, so pretty happy about that. Well, back to Yogi here, Yogi Berra. So what I did was I started messing with the card here a little bit, and I noticed that I could kind of, now it's probably not going to cooperate, but yeah, it was on this side. Yeah, here we go. I could kind of pry it open, just like that. That's what had made me nervous at the time. So with that, I'm just going to keep going with it. See if I can't slide that Yogi out. Without having to do the traditional cracking of the card. Getting close here, just a little bit stuck. Oh, there it came all the way out. So let's set that over there. Not too badly centered. It's certainly off-centered right to left. But for a 52 Yogi Berra, I'm not complaining. As I get it in the light now, I can certainly see there's a crease that runs right across there for sure. This corner right up in there has been dinged. And of course there's some wear. A little bit of a, between the Yogi and the Berra, you're going to see a little bit of a printing issue. On the back, again, print marks, black. So, and it definitely smells old, like you wouldn't believe. So I'm hoping that's a telltale sign. That was pretty easy to crack. Probably the easiest card I've ever seen cracked. Popped right open. There's the flip. Plastic piece. And that's it. So I'm happy to have my Yogi Berra from 1952. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be good.